Today, I'm going to talk about the intelligence of matter. What is it? How does it influence the universe and its impact on the human beings? Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Well, what does the intelligence of matter mean? The intelligence of matter is a metaphor. If we talk about matter, we are matter as well. Moreover, inside all things there is a logic, an intelligence. What is meant by intelligence is the ability to solve problems. Here, at all levels of existence of the universe, including us, there is an intelligence. Every being from monocellular level and higher, it feeds, it reproduces, it has that intelligence through which it solves the problem. It is a logic of things because there is a cause and an effect. Let's say you are hungry. You logically do your best to feed yourself. This is an example of the intelligence of the matter. Max Planck, who created the term quantum and gave the definition of all quantum physics, said in 1900 that quantum is a package of energy. In a meeting with quantum physics scientists in 1944, Max Planck said, "All my life I've been dealing with the most concrete element in the universe, and that is matter. I can say that the universe exists because the particles that make up the atomic universe, which is at the base of the whole universe, are sustained by a continuous motion which I call the mind of matter, an intelligence or a primordial consciousness. Furthermore, in the whole universe, there is no absolutely frozen particle. When the temperature is absolutely zero, there is no more motion, and the universe cannot exist in this way. Thus, at all levels of existence, there is a movement, and Max Planck calls this the mind of matter." Let's go further. There is an intelligence behind any act that includes a cause and an effect. For example, the universe. The universe has four fundamental laws: the law of gravity, the law of the electromagnetic field, the law of the weak forces between atoms of a molecule, and the law of strong nuclear forces at the level of the atomic nucleus. Robin Collins, the well-known contemporary American philosopher, says that the universe exists thanks to strictly rigorous parameters. One of them is the strong nuclear force, which at distances less than 0.7 femtometers becomes repulsive. This repulsive component is responsible for the actual size of the nuclei, as nucleons are not able to come closer than this force allows. Collins concludes that if this force would have been a little bigger or smaller than 0.7 femtometers, the nucleus would either not exist or it would implode. From the creation of the universe until now, we find some physics constants that remain rigorously exact. This seems that someone keeps those exact values as they are for all the things in the universe to work, and that someone could be the divine entity. Moreover, the universe is made, as many observers say, for the human being to appear, because everything that is in the world at this moment corresponds perfectly to our biology. If Earth would have been closer or further to the Sun than it is, the temperature would have been different. Consequently, these parameters seem to be calculated by the universe, although modern science says that this is just a coincidence. The same can be said of the creation of the two sexes that complement each other for further creation. Some say that this was something random with the creation of the two sexes, but how can something random create something so perfect? A random happening would be if my watch falls from my hand and breaks and will reappear unbroken in my hand, showing that most random events create more problems than solutions. Now, let's talk about life itself. It is said that the Earth is detached from the Sun 5 billion years ago, and around 2.8 billion years ago, the first monocellular cells appeared, and from here, they have developed continuously until the appearance of man. At all levels of existence of the living world, we meet a functional logic. That is a definition that corresponds exactly to intelligence, this being the intelligence of matter. A researcher once said, "Now I have a group of atoms and in an hour I change my mind and say that atoms with which I formulated the theorem are not the same. At that moment my thinking only corresponds strictly, unambiguously to the cause and effect because I changed my mind. This means that a base and an acid give salt. But now, if I change my mind, this means that the salt dissolves again into a base and an acid, which is not the case in chemistry. This means that above the intelligence of matter is God. What we call God corresponds to this intelligence." There are also two ways to think about the universe. The scientific way, which since 1859 to the present day has a strictly materialistic view that discusses only the atomic level, which means only chemical and biochemical reactions. Beyond materialistic science, there is also the spiritual way. If quantum physics had not appeared and would not have tried to understand how we think and what happens beyond us, then we could limit ourselves to this concept that we're made above atoms, molecules, and that's it. However, even the intelligence of matter exists. There are still wars and hatred between people, meaning there is good and evil on earth. Thomas Hobbes says that man is a selfish, evil, and ungrateful being. But on the contrary, Rousseau, who is a positive thinker of the human being, says that man is born normal, that is good, by the nature, but civilization is the one that perverts him. As a final statement, please think of this. God and the intelligence of matter do not want to control people in urging them to do good things. Actually, therefore, people were born free and received the free will from God to be able to choose to do good, even though evil would push them to the opposite. Well, this was all for today. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.